Wow, this thing is really light. That is really light. I know people were saying it feels kind of plasticky, which I could give a rat's ass about. But I mean, as big as this thing is, I mean, they call it a pocket camera, which is funny, but as big as this thing is, I really expected it to weigh a ton. I mean, the screen is almost as big as my face. Blackmagic GH5. Okay, so one of the cool features on the Blackmagic, which you're seeing now, is that it has a little button on the back where you can hit it to switch to slow-mo, which is like 50 frames a second. And then it, in camera, which is nice, slows the footage down, so when you dump it in Premiere or whatever editing thing, it's already slowed down. Whereas on the GH5, if you shoot in 60, when you put it in Premiere, you have to go and modify it and change it to 23.7, whatever the hell you want to change it to make it slower. So I went outside and tried a quick slow-mo test, and I forgot to hit the button, because on the GH5, I actually have a preset on the knob that I can turn it to, and it does it. So I know I'm setting it there. So it's real easy on the Blackmagic 6K to forget that, and forget that you were shooting in slow-mo last time. It looked good, but between the two cameras, when I did this the first time, one was slow-mo, but the audio was fine, which is funny, but not that funny when, you have to redo it anyway. So I am shooting in constant quality on the Blackmagic, which you're looking at now. I'm shooting both, well actually I'm shooting 800 and 2.8 with a 24-105 Canon lens on the GH5, which doesn't really help it much because it doesn't have the same thing as Blackmagic, which has got a Sigma 18-35 1.8, which I think I'm at ISO 400, and then I'm around 2.8. So it seems like you definitely get a little bit more light when you're messing around with shooting in B-RAW compared to log, or maybe it's just the back seems brighter. I don't know. So we'll see when we put them on here. But one of the advantages, the big thing about this, rather than just get the Blackmagic 4K to match what the GH5 does and getting 6K, is this is a medium shot. So, you've got a little bit of the room here, but what if I want to click into my face for a dramatic thing? You'd have to go back and have another camera doing that. But since this is going to be a 4K video when I render it to match the GH5, I can now go up to the Blackmagic footage and now make it at 100%, which puts it closer to my face. And I can pan it side to side without you seeing the ends of the video because it's so much bigger than the 4K, or I can up and down it. So that gives you a lot of play to do in post. And not only that, but if your footage is noisy, when you shrink it down to 4K, it's probably going to clean some of that up, or at least tighten it up, so you wouldn't have to worry about it as much. But from what I was looking at, both cameras still look really good. This will be a better test now because all I had was slow-mo footage the first time I did this. So we'll see. So while I'm at it, I'm not gonna mess with the camera settings, but I'm just gonna turn off a couple lights and we'll see what the difference is. Now, both of these are gonna be graded differently because you can't just slap the same, I have this, a different fix for each one, and Blackmagic, with it being raw, it kind of has its own little thing, which is nice. Whereas GH5, you just kind of have to rec 709 or do something like that to it. So that's one light off. Let's turn off another light. There goes my background, and let's see how dark we can make it in here without. I just want to see what the noise is on this and see how bad it's going to be, or if it's okay. I mean, I'm sure if I went and changed the settings and stuff like that, it'd be fine, but we'll see how it works out. So there's my dark aesthetic. Now, if this is a real movie set, you would need some smoke. Could probably dial that down a little bit. Let's just see what the difference is. Try to create us a nice little scene light. And there you go. So hopefully that looks cool. It's always kind of hard to guess until you get it on the computer, but let's turn off the light, turn off the light, add another light. And let's boost this up. I'm kind of messing around here because I want it to be a little bit dark, and then I want it to be a little bright, so that way I can test out when I get in Premiere what I can do with Blackmagic Raw as far as bringing stuff down and back. And also, this is an Aperture 120D 2 at full blast, in case you're wondering. Dial that back down to not landing on the moon. Later.